Big Spell Mage is actually the best mage deck you could be playing right now, and it does have a lot of early game as well as a lot of mid game high roll potential with which you could be having a lot of fun. So if you want to be playing mage right now, this might be the deck for you. I'm gonna give you a quick guide about it, talk about mulligans, win rates, and everything you need to know so you can do well with this and hit easy legend before the new expansion comes. Hope you find it helpful, and if you do, a like and subscribe would be amazing, but now let's check out the guide.
You are not prepared!
Here's the list that's currently doing best right now, and I gotta say, this is exactly the same list I gave you like a couple of months ago. This deck has been really strong for quite a while now, and people still actually get caught off guard when they see it, because it's just not as popular as it really should. Currently, this is actually one of the best decks, and I did include it into the latest top 5 if you want to give that one a check. But yeah, what does this deck try to do? In the first few turns, you get a little bit of early game aggression with things like Sizzling Cinders, Vicious Slitter Spears, and Violet Spellwings. Around turn 3 and 4, you're trying to get yourself your Tsunami nice and quick thanks to your watercolor artist. You try to get yourself a bunch of coins with things like O Manager as well as the Metal Detector. And around turn 5 or 6, you're trying to put down big huddle ups and big tsunamis. That could happen either with the help of King Tide or with the help of coins and discounts, but all around it does happen very consistently around turn 5, and a lot of opponents can't really handle that all that well. If that's not enough, you also have a good amount of burn with things like Fireball, with things like Stellar Balance, so usually the game goes in two halves. In the first few turns, you're trying to get some board pressure so you can chip some damage from the opponent, and then you finish him off strong with things like fireballs and the other burn damage out of the balance. Honestly, I have a feeling a Zephrys could also make a good inclusion into this deck, but it is a little bit on the hard side to actually decide what you should be replacing Zephrys for. Maybe a Marooned Archmage, maybe a Primordial Glyph, something along those lines might be a good idea, even though the Living Flame is also not super amazing half the time, the second copy at least, because you do only have 2 fireballs and 2 Living Flames. Either way, going through the cards, we have a couple of Sizzling Cinders, which do an excellent job of chipping away a little bit of extra damage, while also being a sturdy 2-1 for early games. We also have a couple of Vicious Slitter Spears, with which you could be chipping a serious amount of damage, because you do gain a lot of coins with this one, so you could even be slapping upwards of 5 damage in a single turn with this thing. The Violet Spellwing also is great because it gives you a 1-mana spell with which you could potentially combo off your O Manager. Like I said, the Living Flame does fish out your fireballs, but it's also a decently statted 3-2 minion. A couple of O Managers, they need to get comboed if you want yourself a coin. It's also a decent way to get yourself a little bit of extra damage, and also to cheat out faster huddle ups and tsunamis. The Primordial Glyph could give you anything you might need, like a 4-mana Blizzard, a 2-mana Fireball, or right about any other spell. It's not very reliable at fishing out exact spells, but there's plenty of good spells with the discount you could be getting. The Stellar Balance gives you a good amount of extra damage because this gives you a 2 damage Moonfire as well as a 6 damage Starfire that also gives you card draw. It's not the cheapest out of the lot, but it still gives you a good amount of gas. With the Marooned Archmage, you could actually tempo out nice and quick, like play this guy on turn 3, and on turn 4 you could be actually able to pull off a quick Tsunami, as long as you've coined out a watercolor artist before that, obviously. But yeah, a tempoed out Maroon Archmage could be some serious business for you. And if the opponent cannot handle this guy for a while, that would be a lot of extra benefits for you, including things like 0-mana Managers and Primordial Glyphs. And that would be a pretty good thing to be doing, by the way. Like turn 3, you play this guy plus a 0-mana old Manager, it got comboed, or a 0-mana Primordial Glyph with which you could be following up later with some even cheaper spells. The thing about this guy is it only discounts the first spell you cast each turn, so don't go ahead and coin this guy out. It's not gonna do what you want it to do. The Metal Detector is obviously amazing if you manage to get yourself a bunch of coins out of it, but it also could be a little bit of extra chip damage to the opponent's face. Like if they're not careful with their face and they do everything they can to deny you coins, well, just slap them in the mouth and keep on burning. You do have the means to actually finish that race nice and quick. The 2 watercolor artists are super important so you can fish out your tsunamis, obviously, and the sooner you do this, the bigger the discount's gonna be. A couple of Blob of Tars are also pretty decent, and they save your board for longer, but like I said, if you want to fit in a Zephrys, this actually might be another card you might consider cutting because it's actually not doing that much damage, but it can definitely help your board stick a little bit longer. The 2 Fireballs are a nice little 12 damage for 8 mana, and they do come in with the clutch in certain games when you need to finish off games fast. The King Tide is super important, and this is kind of a skill testing card. You can't actually coin this guy on turn 3 and feel good about it because on turn 4 you're still not going to be able to cast your 5-mana spells. But if you're actually going first and you play this guy on turn 4, this effectively locks out the opponent from using any spells next turn because because he won't be able to coin out or play 5 mana spells, unless he's rammed before that. When going second with this card, however, if you play this thing on turn 4, which you should, your opponent is gonna actually have 5 mana potential, so if he does have some big spells of his own, he will be benefiting, even though nowadays there's not that many classes that run big spells that they want to be casting this early. Although a 5 mana Shallow Drasil definitely does sound tempting. Portalmancer Skyla nowadays is just a shell of her former glory. She's only in here because she's the rogue tourist card. You can't really do anything to Da Vinci with her swapping out costs and anything like that. Like, sure, you could potentially swap out a coin with a tsunami so you can pull this thing on turn 6, but for Huddle Up, it's very stupid. Like, unless you're having a 0 mana discovered spell, it's always gonna be just better for you to coin out a Huddle Up instead, because that's gonna be 1 extra mana. But I guess with Tsunami, you can still cheat out a turn 5 or turn 6 Tsunami if you have yourself a couple of coins, Skyla and Tsunami, but that really rarely happens. The Huddle Up is super strong in here. It can give you some decently statted Nagas, but a lot of the time it's gonna be a bunch of 1s and 2s, but you still have a few high roll potentials like 4/4s, 3/4s, 3/8s, and 4/7s with lifesteal, so those can be pretty hot. And the 3/8s that do get bonus effects if they survive damage can also be pretty good. And last but not least, we have the Tsunami with the free water allies attacking random enemies, and if this thing starts attacking some classes that need weapon swings, well, they're gonna be dead in the water. For the matchups, we have plenty of stats in here, but you're not gonna be great against things like Leech Death Knight because they have way too much healing, way too much sustainability, and your bullshit is just not gonna cut it there. Taunt Warrior is also a little bit on the wonky side because they also have a good amount of sustain. Beast Hunter is a little bit too quick. Pain Demon Hunter should be in your favor as long as they don't high roll like the first game you're about to see. When going first on the mulligans, you are always gonna want your Watercolor Artist. One of your good 1-drops is gonna be great. The Living Flame on Curve is also pretty awesome. Metal Detector, and even King Tide might make the cut. Maroon Dark Mage might also be interesting. On the coin, it's exactly the same stuff, but here King Tide is not as amazing, but still pretty preferable to hold on to if you're curving properly into it. The deck itself is not that expensive, but it definitely does have a couple of very niche legendaries in here, and if you don't have these and have to craft them just for this deck, well, maybe it's not that worth it this close to the new expansion. Other than that, you do have a decent chunk of epics in here, but nothing too crazy. Hope you enjoyed the guide. If you did, a like and subscribe would be awesome, but now let's check out some of my games on my road back to top 1000 Legend with it. Hope you enjoy. Asterix. Let's see it, Asterix.
The possibilities are endless.
Turn 2 color. Could also hold on to the Huddle Uppy boy. I'll try it like that. We get King Tide or something like that. That might be cool. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Use it in good health. Okay. I'm gonna coin out the watercolor next turn after a violet into this thing, perhaps. 2 weeks exactly and 24 minutes. Any second now. Enemy's battlefield, how dare he? Let's keep on chipping away.
I remember this place well.
Next turn, the Blobby Boy should be alright. Turn after Tsunami Boy. Portalmancer Skyla not that hot nowadays in the deck. She's just in here as a tourist card, basically. Not much else. That ain't bad, but it ain't doing much for us right about now. I'll just go ahead and do this. Keep on clapping. Next turn we don't even need to waste the coin for Tsunami, so we can save it for a huddle up afterwards. Okay. That's kind of annoying for my water boys, but it is what it is. I'd actually go for Arcane Missiles here instead and coin out Tsunami, because this board is not that hot for a Tsunami right about now. Wow, fuck that face in particular, I guess. That was uncalled for. It's not even a full clear, is it? Ah, it is. Nothing a fireball off the top can't fix. Wow, the game's like, here we go. Here you go. Why wouldn't we, after all? The game's like, have at it, chief. It's been a while since you won, huh? Triple K. Okay, this hand looks sexual.
Are endless.
Kinda don't need the metal detector with a hand like this, do I? Can I have a 1-drop? Absolutely fucking not. At least some to do on 2. Oh, come on, man. He's not Quest. He is not Quest. That's not great. My egg, my Tsunami doesn't do all that much against his egg, sadly. Especially if he gets a few of them. But a full board of Huddle Up might. Don't get it. Doesn't get it. Let's fucking go then. Well, next turn he's board locked out of his spells, so that's pretty lovely. So that's how it's gonna be, is it? I could actually go with Huddle Up, way things are. If he doesn't use it, I won't. Okay, since he used it, I will go with Huddle Up here, because that gives me a lot of boards. And he's not gonna have a very good clear for the bigger Nagas. Nice. Got ourselves a couple of big Nagas, so 3-4 is also working against Hellfire and shit. So the 3-8s should be living. Divine Shields, Wind Fury Command. Not the best, not the worst. Targeted me with a 1-mana spell. That was probably draw a card bullshit. Okay. I'm gonna go with this thing. Into Tsunami, of course.
What happened to no one left behind?
Next turn he's dead to plenty. Could heal for 8. Does he heal for 8? No. So that's still lethal. It's just gonna be a lot of extra steps lethal. Got him. Got to squeeze every ounce of damage we had there. That went swell. Swellage. Wakamaka. Foam.
The possibility
Against the warrior of all people. What is even that? Warrior would be pretty shit. Let's try like this. Five minutes delay. Interesting. We must have had some pretty interesting conversations then. Okay, he ain't quest. Is he dummy or dragon? Yeah.
My blood boils for war.
Another one. Go like this then. That's a nice target from a detector. Of the metal kind. I could even get myself the 1 mana spell here, but that'd be a little bit too much, I think. The question is he gonna have a super quick Tortilla against me? And if he does, why must he clap? Good news is I have Blobby Boy. So if that's what he wanna do, I can try that. Yeah. Okay.
how energizing.
Okay. Yeah, ain't gonna switch itself. Gotta switch it up a notch. Okay, so that's what he got. Interesting, interesting. Ooh. Well, I'm gonna go with a Blobby Boy then. See what that blob do. That Tortilla game plan doesn't sound so sexual now, does it? It better not. Come on, bro. Miss me with that shit. Did not miss me with that shit. Well, it's not ideal. It's not ideal for him either, though. Next turn I could get myself a Portal Monster Skyla situation. Let's keep on mouthing off. If he gives me a minion, Skyla does the thing and he gives me a minion. Please don't get the revive though. Just don't. Just don't. I don't think he got it. Bullshit. Oh, there you go. Speaking of bullshit, there's some bullshit for him. Odds were slim, but never zero. It was a 50-50 is what it was.
How energizing.
I mean, I could just point it out without using Skyla here. Might as well. Extra chance of getting a big man. Couple of free big men, actually. Let's fucking go. This is very bad for his bullshit he's serving. He still could have a 25 Tortola, though. Silly X. That don't do that much. Vino Moose. Can't be targeting it. Okay. Could attack it with this, kill it with the weapon. Still our balance is alright. Grab that.
All eyes on me.
How energizing.
We all in it. We all in it. If he has his 8 mana idiot right now, that'd be awfully shit. Doesn't. Ain't no coming back from them then, Chief. Could get himself a 4 mana testicle dummy with -2 attack. Other than that, I don't see what saves him here. It ain't. Well, GG then. GG then. Is okay. Okay. Well, all around we could have been doing better. With the mage we actually did do quite well, but that demon hunter definitely let us down a little bit now, didn't he? Game had to take its variance somewhere.